Hi Virgo. So this is your story. I've been sitting here with the cards, the images, and the energies for a little bit to get the story. Let's see what else comes out. This is actually this is a story about you're balancing your energies within yourself after realizing what threw them off in the first place. So we start here with the father. So right away, this tells me that this came in when I meditated with the card. This came in with a heavy feel of abandonment issues, which makes sense because the father is the one. The father archetype. The father archetype is the the light side is someone who provides, who protects, who takes care of, and the shadow side is somebody who is absent, who just leaves, who abandons. And so this came in with a very strong feel of abandonment issues, which tells me that this has been activated or triggered in you recently, or it's about to, Virgo, be triggered in you, whatever situation you went through with your father, whatever it is that you internalized, whatever chemical imbalance was created from a father figure or a masculine energy, is getting activated or triggered in you right now, so that you can go on this little known journey. And this card says it's a card of taking a journey, but it says it's one of those things. It's like you're walking to a forest. The energy of the card is you're walking to a forest and there's no already pre-made path. Or if there are pre-made paths into the forest that you can tell, do not follow any one of those. This is about you following your own, creating your own path. Make sure that you walk into that forest and that if other people have walked on in that forest before you, don't go through the path that they went to. You have your own path to follow, because this was a very unique experience to you. And so don't follow other people's paths to figure out what this was. You have your very own journey to go through. With this next card over here, this is pretty heavy when it came out of the deck. It just jumped. So this makes me feel a few things. I feel a sense of anger here. And paranoia. That's what I felt. So something about this combination of cards is telling me, how do I do this? There. The father, the forest, and the hunter. Something about this combination of cards is telling me that, let's go, for example, I'm going to use the example of the abandonment issue. So it's being triggered in you right now, your abandonment issues, likely caused by a father figure of masculine energy from your childhood. And it's causing you to have to go your own way to figure out what it is. But having to do so, that's what I'm feeling. There it is. Finding the right words. Having to do so, to go into this path, it feels very aggressive to you. It feels very primal. It almost has a kind of paranoia to it. And also an aspect of it, some of you might feel like you just want to get this over with. You just want to get into this forest and get the hell out of it as soon as possible. You just want to be done with it. Find the animal inside the forest, kill it, bring it back dead, whatever it is. You just want to find the answer. You find a solution to, because this is a lot of pain. This is a lot of anguish and emotional imbalance going on here. So you just want to get in, get out, get it over with, is what this feels like, with a side of there's some paranoia going on in that process for some of you. Now the first card we have here for the animal spirit deck, the spirit animal oracle deck, is rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Beautiful. So I think especially, excuse me, my nose is itchy. Now is a lucky time, and I think to me it comes with the situation, especially if you're in isolation because of the pandemic going on. If you're watching this during the pandemic, now is a lucky time, meaning now is a great time for you to go within and seek these answers, so you can heal them, so you can take care of this process. Now is a lucky time to do so. And here the pig spirit comes out next, and it says, use your mind wisely. And so, to me, it said two things when I meditated on the card. Why is this wet? Sorry. Am I spitting? One, you can get, especially during this journey, you can get frustrated in a way that perhaps your mind goes to very negative places. You hold on to negativity and resentment and that pain, and you think it over and you relive that over and over again, and you have more and more questions about it. This is actually asking you to use your mind wisely, to go to those places, but then to release them in some way. So, and that is going to depend on who you are. So for example, I'm a writer. I like to use this information and these experiences for, characters that I write, or stories, or plots, or developments. Some of you might be songwriters or musicians, or some of you might just be nurses, and perhaps some of your patients trigger you because they also have an abandonment wound, and maybe you both don't realize it, but you're getting triggered, and perhaps you're saying a few words that are out of control. This is probably a horrible example. Let's just go with the writer one because that's the one I know best. If you're negative and you rethink it over and over and over and over again, it's asking you to use your mind's wisely. Think about it, but as you're thinking about it, process it. Don't let it control you. Don't let it overtake you. Think about it. Find the gem in it. Write it down. Release it, especially if you journal. Release it. Or write down all your frustrations, all your anger, and maybe the next day or the next week or so, when you go back to it, you'll reread it and it'll become clearer then, because you might be out of that anger space. And then the last, I'm going to do the animal spirit finish these first, because there's only 3 that came out today for you. The turtle spirit, slow and steady wins the race. And this came out just above the hunter. So you're just that energy of just wanting to get in and get out about it, get it done, figure out what it is, and be done with it. It's actually telling you slow down, because there's always a little tidbits of information, or the experience or the feelings that you're having, that have a lot more significance than just the bigger picture. Sometimes the magic is in the details. And so it says, slow down when you go on this hunt, when you go looking for whatever it is that you are looking for. Slow down, even if it takes a little longer than you want it to, because that's how you will fully grasp the entire message or lesson through these abandonment issues. So this is also telling me that within you, your masculine is completely off balance. And so the next 3 cards here, and it's so perfect. And this is how I know that 1, this is going on within yourself, and 2, this actually might be, sorry if that was too loud, this actually might be getting mirrored to you on the outside through someone else or a group of people. So it could be a relationship, it could be friendship, it could be parent, again, the whole a coworker. Someone might be mirroring it to you, how imbalanced you are. So especially if you are being too critical of other people. I'm so sorry if you heard that. I usually turn my phone off. If you are being overcritical or using harsh words, judging other people, look at that, because it's mirroring it back to you, so you're able to be more discerning about what's going on here within yourself. And the purpose of going through this journey, this forest, without any path, is because what you're learning to do is balance your own yin and yang within yourself, your own masculine and feminine energies within yourself, which is why it's so important to go your own path, because you are so unique that there's no way you could follow somebody else's path to find the way to balance yourself. This is completely a complete unique path to you. And so the next 3 cards that we have here is I'm just gonna go like this. The King, in between is the Flame, and then the Queen. This is exactly how they came out, and I thought it was so perfect. So you are trying to find that inner I want to say ignition. If you can hear that, that's my cat. I want to say ignition, that inner flame, that inner fire. Perhaps that's why you're going on that forest journey, to balance out these very powerful, royal energies within yourself. Your own royalty, your own sense of power, of harnessing. It's like you go from being this dual, the polarity of these energies. The Father is very much, it'll bend in you, or it'll be there for you. But the energies of this card is either I send my entire tribe to war, if I sacrifice my people, and those are the sacrifices that I have to make, or we don't go to war. It's all or nothing, and it's like for the greater good. In this is like, well, I'm gonna have to sacrifice some people to keep some of the other people safe and alive, or I sacrifice nobody. I just find a way to not go to war. That kind of energy, So it's almost like, in its own way, an evolution of the Father energy within you. So you're doing that upgrade. Let's call it upgrade. And the same thing is happening to your feminine. Although your feminine coming out last already kind of feels like in this spread, since we started with the Father, it feels like the feminine is just a little bit ahead of this King, of your masculine energy. It's almost just sitting there like, all right, figure out your father issues, because the Queen isn't going to take a king with father issues. Is figure yourself out so you can earn this again. And I've always said about this card that the truth behind this power couple, the King and the Queen, is that the Queen is the one that really controls the King's decisions. You know what they say, behind every man is a queen. That's what I'm going to say. And so here for the Shamaroko cards, so this is where the creative part comes in, and especially between these 2 cards, especially if we go with the artist example that I told you about, it's really telling you that, 1, follow your own path. You are unique, you have your own beauty, you have your own purpose. Follow that. You have a dragonfly here. Follow your own beautiful, unique path. Don't start following someone else's or deviate from it. The flow here, so getting to the flow, I'm going to use it in a simple description. When you get into this path, fall into a flow. It's almost like this hunter energy. Don't be so paranoid about it. Understand that once you get into the flow, it'll be a lot easier. A lot less fighting, a lot less paranoia. Just trust the process. Here, next card out, we have what is it so hard today? The Sweat Lodge. This is very much a card of going within. And to me, this card right now in this story feels like the hard work. It's going to be tough, and it's going to take some time. That's why it says slow and steady wins the race over here. It's going to take some time, because you have to go within, and you are going to have to put in the work and the effort to find yourself. You're really on your journey. I said, you're really on a journey to go find yourself. And then I looked at the next card and it says the journey. So the next two cards, the way that they came out, have a bigger message. It's the last two cards is the journey and the rattle. So like I said, you are on a journey to go find yourself. This is the most important part of this entire reading. Do the work. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be, can I use the word hell? It literally is like going to hell, although none of these cards are saying that. You're going to feel lost. You're going to feel frustrated. This is all this energy. Lost, frustrated, darkness, that kind of thing. But the most important part is go and do it and take your time. Slow and steady wins the race. Go and do it. Take the time. Focus on yourself. Focus on your healing. Do not move ahead with whatever you want to do. Whether it is this relationship and you guys have been fighting because your masculine is off-centered and it's trying to control or being manipulated, whatever it is, and you're fighting in your relationship, do not move ahead with reconciliation. Do not move ahead with making a decision. Or if you do, this is just the advice I'm feeling right now. Don't make any decisions, rash decisions, until you find the answer to this. So if you guys have broken up, for example, and they want to reconcile tomorrow, sorry, I gotta do this inner work first. Otherwise, I won't actually know what's true about us or how to fix it or how to be a better man or a better woman for you, a better person. And this is saying that you are not yet ready. It's too premature to go on the rest of your journey without doing this first. If you go on this journey, you're going to go through the same cycle over and over again to relearn the lesson because you missed it. Do this first, figure out the answers, and then you can go on this journey. Why do I say that? Because the rattle is next. And the rattle is almost like, it's almost like the universe is giving you its powers, like that movie Bruce Almighty. The universe is giving you its powers here. It's giving you the rattle. And if you are not balanced, if you have not balanced your yin and your yang yet, and you know what to do with this lost energy and this abandonment issue, as the example we used earlier, you are going to make choices that are going to hurt you and that are going to set you back or that are going to put you in the same cycle. First, take care of yourself. If this is a family member, if you can distance yourself, especially during these times, that would be great. Find yourself first. Take care of yourself first before you decide or before you go back or before anything can really be fixed in this relationship, whether it be co-workers, friendships, family, lovers. It's too soon. You don't have the answers yet. Once you do, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be your own journey, your life path, what was meant for you, what was destined to you. It's going to be that amazing journey. But first, you must find that, because once you're given the rattle, once you achieve this, and you will absolutely, it's in your path, you will be given the rattle. How you use it is going to determine whether or not you're going to go back to the same cycle or whether or not you're going to actually work for your greater good, because you will have found your life purpose. You will have found what it is that you can offer to be of service to others, which is the highest calling of all. So, Virgo, this is your story. I hope it helped. Good luck with everything. Take your time, do the work, figure out your masculine energy. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time.